All right, day 2 is over at E3.
Come to an end.
Yes, and we're gonna share our highlights of today. We are a little bit beat. We're in the Devolver Digital Trailer Park. We've seen some awesome games here. Acher, I gotta give a shout out to that. Shadow Warrior 2, you saw.
Mother Russia Bleeds, and what was the name of the last one?
Crossing Souls.
Crossing Souls, yes, that looks absolutely fantastic. If you were born or raised in the 80s, you should check that out. Yeah. If you like cartoons from the 80s, yeah.
Gotta
like
say
video games, I don't know about that.
All right. Certainly a highlight of today has been here at Devolver, but we're going to talk about some other games now. I'll be a little bit rude at their party that's going on here behind us. What was your highlight of today?
I want to start out with saying after we did the update last night, we were at a Microsoft event and I got to play the Rare collection, got to play Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark, two of my top 3 favorite games of all time, and they play great, and that's awesome, and I'm going to buy an Xbox One for that. Other than that, I got to see a very long, apparently very long, Dark Souls.
Felt short.
Yeah, felt very. I actually was surprised it was that long, but awesome Dark Souls 3 presentation, Q&A, showed a lot of cool stuff. Sounds amazing. Sounds like Miyazaki is picking the best parts of Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne and putting together, and that is awesome. And then we got to, shortly before this, got to watch a presentation of Uncharted and actually play it a little bit. And I got to tell Neil Druckmann how awesome Last of Us is. So
that was a little bit of a man crush moment there.
It was.
But yeah, certainly Uncharted 4 looks awesome, and we got to play a little bit of it.
Plays awesome.
Yes. Yes, the attention to detail is mind-blowing in that game. There was a scene where they're shooting at you, and you're behind rice sacks, and they shoot at rice sacks, and the rice sacks slowly deflate as the rice pours out of it. And there was a lot of those kind of things.
Yeah, there's just so many of those. There's also, in Last of Us, you could like crawl behind Ellie and you would sort of cover her. They have evolved that, and the way you like, sometimes when you're in cover and you're 2 characters, you sort of move through each other or you can't move. The way the characters interact here is just amazing. And so many of those moments with like cover and yeah, could shoot like pots that individually like fall off to the side. It's insane.
I mean, you could also see that at the PlayStation conference when he was walking through the crowd. There's no clipping. He touches and pushes everybody out of the way. Yeah, it looks great.
I just want to mention, I mentioned it to you, like having someone like us who want to make movies, like you see movies and you're like, I think I could make that, even though you can't. This is one of the games, like I have a similar thing with games where I understand how they're made, and I think I could maybe make it some of them, even though I can't. This is one of the games where I have no idea how they do these insane things. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah. And
well, I started out my day playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Plays great. The grappling hook and the zip line are great. It was a very short demo where we were kind of emptying out an area, and then there was an all-out brawl at the end. When they announced it, it kind of reminded me of Gangs of New York, except, well, back in England, and I really got that feeling this time around. But I guess my highlight of the day was I had an interview with the art director of XCOM 2, and saw a preview on that behind closed doors. That looks great. It happens 20 years in the future after the aliens actually won during XCOM, and there's this dystopian future controlled by the aliens, and XCOM is now actually underground, and they are like the rebels trying to not only kill the aliens, but also like in the demo of the show they were toppling a statue as a symbolic gesture of the resistance, and it looks great. New classes, new aliens, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that now, especially since of course they announced that it's only PC, lead platform, not only lead platform, only platform. Yeah. That is going to be fucking great.
Yeah. I think my highlight today was on Tatooine. I played Star Wars Battlefront. Not the multiplayer, but the co-op single player split screen. We played it. I think it was shown at the Sony press conference, or
I don't remember why.
Yeah. The mission. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I got to play that. Very cool mode, and it's like. That's something that I've been thinking about, like Star Wars Battlefront. It needs good single player, good sort of that's that as well. Apart from the multiplayer, and it certainly feels like a very solid mode, very sort of lots of things to do. And of course, there's going to be 4 different modes in missions, so it's not going to be just one thing. I tried survival, which is sort of the wave based. I think there's 15 waves or something. And it plays really well, and just the attention to details, like the blaster shots. When you shoot the blaster, the way it sounds, the way it feels, the way it interacts with the environment, it's just really cool. And yeah, that I was blown away by that demo. But another highlight, and I think it's
before you move on, there was one question that I had actually after seeing it at the press conferences. Because they showed, you're playing, they were skipping in between characters, and then they showed the heroes at the end. You had Darth Vader, you had Luke Skywalker. How is that? Do you choose that at the beginning, or is that a power-up or upgrade? Or
So what they were thinking about this before when they designed the game, like, should we do a kill streak thing? Should we do it as bonus? But they didn't want that, so instead it's a pickup. So there's going to be, on each side, there's going to be one hero pick at a time. So there's never more than one hero at the same time, and anyone can pick that up. It's not like you don't have to unlock it in any way.
So it basically works like vehicles, or
yes,
yeah.
The same thing with vehicles, and as well with the AT&T Commander. If you want to get that, that's also a pickup that you can get. So that's how it works in game, and it's a very delicate balance because you want Luke Skywalker to not have any problems with stormtroopers. Yes, mow them down. But it's interesting, they found when they tested this that what happens is that the entire team focuses on that hero. So to actually, instead of moving away from it, it's like they're drawn to him and try to take him out as soon as possible, because that can really, the hero can obviously really turn the battle.
He's a big menace you want to take out, yeah.
So that's how you do it. But there's also going to be, in missions, there's going to be a specific one-on-one 2 heroes mode where you face off against each other. So they play that up in that mode as well. Yeah, lots of things to say about Star Wars, obviously. Another highlight I had, and I think it's one of yours as well.
Shuei
Yoshida. We did an interview with him. Lots of interesting stuff. We talked a lot about The Last Guardian. We talked about the apparent lack of big titles on the PS4 this year. We talked about the
first party,
yeah. Big exclusives, yeah. And we talked about the PS Vita. We also talked about the Bloodborne expansion. He didn't say much, but
his platinum.
Yes. He said it was going to be a big chunk. Okay. So expect a sizable expansion for Bloodborne at some point. They're not quite ready to talk about it yet, but soon enough. So yeah, that's my day. I think we're talking long enough.
I think also I want to say apparently Kanye West has been spotted playing Uncharted 4 in Battlefront. So good taste in games.
Yeah, you both snuck in another highlight, so I'm going to throw in another one that I actually played right here. Mother Russia Bleeds. Beautiful pixel art, but bloody and brutal, and it was in some sort of bar that turned into like a gimp club, S&M, and then a full-blown psychedelic nightmare. It's like a side-scrolling brawler, 4-player, and friendly fire is on, so you're constantly beating up your friends instead of the enemies. With the heroes of the game are drug addicts, and the power-up is shooting yourself up with some drugs. Plays fantastic.
Politically correct.
Yeah, a lot of fun, fun.
All right. That's it for us from the Devolver Digital Trailer Park. We're going to hit another party over there.
More work.
More work. Yeah. Party. Work.
No sleep for the wicked.
No.
See ya.